I'm Sarah Woods. I'm an educational psychologist who works with Net Academies. So what I do is I come into schools and I work with children, parents and teachers, and it's about finding out the things you're good at, things you might be finding a little bit difficult, and how we can help you enjoy school as much as possible and do the best that you can. Now we know things are a bit challenging at the moment with coronavirus, and people are feeling lots of different ways about this. You could be feeling quite happy to be at home. You could be feeling sad that you're not at school, missing your friends. You could be feeling a bit confused or worried. And however you're feeling, it's okay, and it's completely understandable. One thing that can help us get through difficult times when there's lots of changes is something called resilience. So resilience is what helps us to bounce back when things are difficult. It's about not getting stuck, feeling worried, sad and anxious, and it helps us get back into the green zone. So Net Academies, one of the frameworks we use for resilience is from Boing Boing, and it splits resilience into 5 areas, which are basics, belonging, coping, learning and core self. So the first area is the basics, and the things in this area are about those basic things that are really important, like having fun, eating healthily, getting outside, getting exercise and playing. And you could say that this area is the most important area, because if you're tired or you're hungry, then you're going to find it really hard to do anything else. So let's see what Mrs. Norris has got to say about this.
Hi, I'm Annette Norris, Head of School at Catherine's Primary Academy. I'm here to talk to you today about how you can keep yourself healthy. One way that I like to do that is make sure that I've got a healthy snack. Something like an apple or a banana is a great way to keep charged throughout the day in between meals. Why don't you have a chat with your parents or family members and find out other alternatives to a healthy snack?
Yeah, that's a great idea. So you could have a healthy snack during the day. Have you got any other ideas, Mrs. Norris?
Also, you may want to think about exercise. We all exercise in different ways. I currently exercise with my puppy and my brand new baby puppy. What do you do for your exercise?
So the second strand is belonging, and this area is all about your relationships with people, so friends, family, carers, teachers and other important people in your life, and yeah, this is a really important area. So Mrs. Hart, what do you think about belonging?
Belonging to me is feeling valued and appreciated. Times have changed for everybody at the moment. COVID has affected many people. Our lives before were fast and busy, and we seemed to take lots of things for granted. That has now changed. I appreciate more the time I can spend with my family when I'm allowed to see them. My home life has changed, but the few people that are with me in my home, we are becoming closer and understanding each other's feelings a lot more. Life has changed for everybody. Children learning online is a whole new experience for them to try and understand, and it can be difficult sometimes, but therefore children are resilient and they will get through it, and we will get through it. There might not be as many people for you to talk to as you had before, and you might sometimes feel alone. Try and draw on the memories of some good times that you had, either at school or with teachers or family, and those times will come back, and you will once again feel valued, appreciated and worth.
Thank you, Mrs. Hart. Yes, there's some really good ideas there from Mrs. Hart, and I think it's really important, especially at the moment when it's hard to keep in touch with people as much as we usually would, to find ways that we can do that. So the third strand is about learning. So it's all about learning new things. And this isn't just about school, which is obviously really important, but it's also about things like finding new hobbies. So that might be dancing or learning to play a musical instrument, and also about learning life skills. So things like tying your shoelaces, organising your things, or learning to tell the time. So have you got any more ideas, Mrs. Nee?
Another way to stay positive and resilient during these difficult times is to encourage yourself to learn a new skill. When I was younger at school, I loved anything to do with the ancient Greeks, but I quickly realised I've forgotten everything I knew. So I've been spending time relearning all that information. You could ride a bike, learn to ride a scooter. Make sure you wear your helmet though if you're going outside, very important. You could learn to sew a button on. You could learn to knit. There are so many simple tasks you could learn at home to teach yourself a new skill. and something that you could step back when all this is over and say, I'm really proud of myself that I've managed to do that, and share it with your class and your teacher and your whole school community.
Thanks, Mrs. Neese. So some really good ideas there about new skills you could learn. So the fourth area is coping, and this area has ideas to help you get by when you're feeling worried, sad or anxious, and it's all about helping you calm, solve problems and focusing on the good things. So Miss Hurry, have you got some ideas?
So as Sarah just said, we're thinking about resilience and how important it is at the moment to try and build our resilience so that we can cope with things better on a day-to-day basis. At Waltham Holy Cross, we're thinking of some coping strategies, and there's some things that you could do should you be feeling anxious or upset about what's going on in the outside world at the moment. How about you stop, take a deep breath, and then run through your mind some of these things. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can smell, 2 things you can touch, and 1 thing you can taste. You could also try doing some of the yoga videos for children that are online. They help you think about mindfulness and stopping and thinking about what's going on right at that present moment, rather than worrying about what's going on outside. Also, I love to read, and when I was little I used to love to read Mr. Men books, and I've always read them to all the children in all of my classes. And one particular Mr. Men story we used to read all the time when we were getting worried or upset about things that were going on in school was Mr. Worry. I haven't got time to read all of it to you now, but it shows you how Mr. Worry overcame all of his worries so that he started to feel better on a day-to-day basis. So there's quite a few things you can do to help you feel better when you're feeling anxious or upset.
Thanks, Mrs. Hurry. That's some really nice ideas there. And what about technology, Mrs. Fordyce?
As teaching remotely is completely different to the classroom, we find that everyone has a completely different skill set, and as confident as you can be on the computer, teaching remotely is just a totally different ball game. And I think what's really important to remember is that you have to use the people around you. We all have completely different skill sets, and it's okay to need help with something, and we've found here that it's really important that we ask each other for support when there's something that we need help with.
Definitely, thank you, Mrs. Fordyce. So the fifth and final area is core self, and this area is all about you. It's about knowing who you are, what you're good at, and things that you can do to help yourself and feel positive about the future. So Miss Taylor, what about things you can do to help yourself at home?
As we get older, it's important that we take responsibility for different things. Maybe at home, before you go to bed, get your clothes ready for the next morning so that you can get up, get dressed and start the day as you need to go on.
Thanks, Miss Taylor. So those are the 5 areas of resilience. We hope you've got something from all those ideas. If you do want to find out more, you can go to the Boing Boing website. Your teachers will be really interested to hear if you've tried out any of these activities. So do let them know, and take care and stay safe.